All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are joining us. Welcome to the Africa Diaspora Biodiversity Symposium. Thank you so much for being part of this event. We welcome you. We thank you for coming in. And I just wanted to give a shout out to our sponsors, the organizations that have sponsored this event. And I also want to mention that this event is being made virtual because we have two big events going on right now. We have the first IUCN African Protected Areas Congress going on in Kigali in Rwanda, where many of our presenters are currently. And we also have the 6th North American Congress for Conservation Biology, which brings together conservation scientists from all over North America, where some of our Africans in diaspora are currently resident. And so this event brings together these two big organizations, or these two big events. And I'm glad that we are able to have this event right now to be able to bring all different perspectives and different people together from all over the world. So thank you very much for coming in. And we also want to appreciate the funders who have made this possible. My name is Borokini, and I'm the president of the Africa section for Society for Conservation Biology, and also currently based in Berkeley, California myself. So I consider myself to be an African in the diaspora. And also, unfortunately, I couldn't be in Kigali right now because I'm co-chairing the 6th North American Congress for Conservation Biology in Reno. So I also want to recognize other board members for the NACCB Africa section. These are the great people that we've been working together to make this event a success, and they are all in different parts of the world. In fact, some of them are currently in Kigali attending the APAC meeting themselves, and others are here in the United States attending the North American Congress. So I just want to give a shout out to the board members. So the goal of this symposium, first to let you know that in 2013, I believe, the United Nations made a declaration that 2015 to 2024 is the International Decade for the people of African descent. And so this event strongly ties into this very important decade in the lives of Africans and people of the African descent in South and Central America and all over, and the diasporans all over the world. So the goal of this symposium is to start a conversation on how the African diaspora can collectively contribute to conservation science, policy, and practice in Africa. I know there are a lot of Africans who are professors in American universities or in Canada and all over the world, and some of them are doing different things individually in Africa, but how can we collectively contribute to conservation science, policy, and practice in Africa? How can we synergize? How can we consolidate efforts? And also we know, of course, there are so many other people who are non-Africans, but they have strong connection to African biodiversity, and they have been doing research in Africa for many, many years. And that is why we have a mix of different presenters, both Africans and non-Africans, but who have strong connection to the continent and its biodiversity, to share their perspectives on how we can collectively contribute to conservation in Africa. And secondly, we want to use this platform as a way to bring Africans together, both Africans in the diaspora and those back home.
Hi, Israel. Would you hold on a little bit? Just give us a little.
And those back home for professional networking, connecting and networking Africans in the diaspora with Africans back home for research and capacity building. So how did it all begin? It began in a couple of years ago when myself and other colleagues here, we were writing a perspective on what are the challenges that Africans in the diaspora encounter when they are trying to do research back home. So I've been asked to hold on a little bit because of technical glitches. Please give us 1 minute. Rubina, are we good? You're muted. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry about that. We're sorry about that. Please hold on 1 moment. Apologies to everybody. We should be back online. We have 2 meetings coming across the speakers. So just 1 moment. Thank you. It's still happening. It's still happening. We're still hearing another. We're on somebody else's.
Sorry for the technical glitches. Indeed, like I mentioned.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
All good? All right. So sorry about that. Of course, because we are having this meeting both in Reno and in Kigali. So it's, of course, it's to be expected, but we are grateful for technology. It all began when we were trying to write a perspective, and then and this perspective was going to focus on what are the challenges that the Africans in diaspora can think about, or what they should look forward to when they want to do research back home. And we came across this startling information that there are over 30 million Africans that are living in the diaspora. In fact, it is so important that the African Union created a 6th region, which is called the Africans in Diaspora, to account for the voices of these millions of Africans living abroad. And also the reality, but the stark reality is that the majority of African conservation projects are designed by non-Africans. And so this is something that we really want to address by ensuring that the Africans in diaspora, especially those who are experts in conservation, should be able to contribute immensely to research in Africa. And this perspective has been published in Conservation Science and Practice Journal, which is a journal of the Conservation for a Society for Conservation Biology, and you can have full access to it online anywhere you are. And so the question then is, with our African in diaspora, where is our role in contributing to conservation projects in Africa? And also part of that writing that opinion piece, that perspective in the journal, I came across this white paper that was released in 2012. It was a report of a USAID funded research that was conducted to see how can Africans in diaspora, how to evaluate the level of their engagement with biodiversity conservation in Africa. And that report acknowledged that Africans in the diaspora contribute immensely to education. They contribute immensely to health sector in Africa. There's a lot of millions of dollars that are being remitted to families and friends in Africa from the Africans in the diaspora, but very little contribution, very little engagement relative to the other sectors I mentioned by Africans in the diaspora to biodiversity conservation in Africa. That report recommended that there should be a conference held for Africans in the diaspora who are conservation experts. And that report also recommended that embassies and high commissions of African governments all over the world should increase or step up their engagement with their citizens in the diaspora. But unfortunately, none of those 2 recommendations were implemented. In fact, this symposium today is inspired by this very first recommendation from that report. And that is why we have the great mix of presenters and organizations who are strongly in support of this symposium, because it is fully helping to realize what has been identified some 10 years ago. So just to quickly mention about, introduce you to the NACCB Africa section, where I'm the president. Briefly, the NACCB Africa section is strategically positioned for capacity building in Africa, working with other organizations, because we have members that cut across local experts, Africans in the diaspora, and global North experts. This because it was established in 2001, and we have over 600 members. We currently give graduate student research awards. We started that 2 years ago. In fact, by August, in early August this next month, we are going to be rolling out another research award call where people, Africans, can apply. It doesn't matter whether you are a member of NACCB or not, you can apply for this award to support your graduate research. We have conference sponsorship for members. We currently have a mentoring program going on right now, whereby we pair professors with students and early careers to support them with abstract writing, proposal writing, scientific paper writing, and every other support that the students need and that can be provided. We have a special group that supports our female conservation experts as well. We have weekly periodical dissemination of information on several research grants, jobs, and graduate education for our members. And also we are currently starting an education program where we want to organize specialized training workshops for Africans. We have 7 chapters across Africa, which are the grassroots organizations within the NACCB network, who are at the national level, where the members can meet physically and contribute and have events within the country, ranging from tree planting, conservation awareness programs, holding of conferences, and capacity building programs. And we also have a special issue that was published. The paper I made reference to earlier was part of that special issue. We have social media presence, and we also have our own newsletter as well. So, and we look forward to working with other organizations. We have a robust work going on with the African Wildlife Foundation, the Smithsonian Institution, and other organizations within the African Biodiversity Collaborative Group. And we want to grow that collaboration. We want to strengthen our relationship with this amazing group of organizations so as to increase and enhance capacity building for African experts. So for this symposium, we have Dr. Edwin Tambara, who is the Director of Global Leadership for African Wildlife Foundation, who is going to be giving a talk. We have Dr. Kevin Njambo, who is the Africa Director for Center for Tropical Research, Institute of the Environment and Sustainability at UCLA. We also have Dr. Yango Vijita, who is the founder of Agriculture for Africa NGO, who was at Nkonsamba in Cameroon, and Professor Beth Kaplan, who is the Director for Center for Excellence in Biodiversity and Natural Resource Management at the University of Rwanda, Kigali. And we are also grateful and blessed to have Dr. Kirsten Siex with us, who is the Director for the USAID Africa Bureau, and also Dr. Jibril Diallo, who is the President and CEO for the African Renaissance and Diaspora Network. And these are our presenters and panelists, and they will be giving, showcasing their work, telling us their story and what they have done and what they are doing and their organizations to enhance capacity building and to build that bridge between Africans in the diaspora and Africans in back home to enhance conservation science.